winning Christmas beer that I'm super hyped to eventually taste. He's also the Office Coffee
Enforcer.
The Office Coffee Enforcer. So give it up, everyone, for Billy Harper. All right.
Kat and I have a secret handshake. So, it's back to school time. Notice somebody who's probably enjoying back to school time. How are you liking it so far? Okay. What grade are you in? Third? Okay, well, hope you're having some good experiences. The thing about back to school is that a lot of new experiences, kids get to enjoy their new classes. You got new teachers, you got your fall sports that are coming up, and you have homecoming that's coming up too in a few weeks, which it's a great time of year for me because I really get to enjoy watching awkward boys asking girls out on dates. Aww. In fact, I believe that really it's very, very difficult now. It's very, very difficult now for a young man to really ask a girl to homecoming. Unlike when I was 17 years old back in the mid-1980s, dating myself right now, but if I wanted to ask a girl to homecoming, I would approach her, I'd talk to her for a few minutes. I'd say, "So, would you like to go to homecoming with me?" And she'd say, "No way in hell." But today, it's a lot different. You have to really do your work. And by that I mean, first of all, you have to be a stalker. You have to show up and hide in the bushes of a girl's house at 6 o'clock on a Saturday morning and wait for several hours until her and her family comes out into the yard. And when they do, you have to be ready. You have to flip the switch. You have to have a light show with lasers and a fog machine. You have to have Rush playing in the background, and you have to have a big sign that says, "It'll be the light of my life if you go to homecoming with me." And then she says, "No way in hell." But the thing is, my kids, they did go to homecoming. My son actually had to go by himself because he just asked a girl out. He just really avoided the aggravation and just texted the girl and asked her out. The thing is, though, that when they did go to homecoming, I never worried about them getting in trouble, and that's because I'm a great father, but also I believed in discipline. You always have to be able to set those left and right limits for their kids. And some of you, I'm going to give you some advice. If you have a kid, they step out of line, don't get angry with them. Keep your cool. Don't raise your hand at them. Don't yell at them. You just got to do one thing. Follow them on Snapchat.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work, you have to just step it up a little bit. You comment on their posts.
Yes.
Usually that works, but sometimes they don't listen, so you just have to take things to the next level and follow their friends. But the good thing is about my kids, and everybody do I see a show of hands who everybody who has kids? I know you do, sir. You do, Curtis, you do. Well, I don't know about you, but my kids know everything. So much that they don't listen to their own father. But they did listen to one piece of advice I've given them in their life, and that is travel the world before you turn 40 and have somebody else pay for it. Thankfully, the military allowed me to not follow that advice, and I paid for their trips everywhere. But the interesting thing is that overseas, when you go overseas, you learn a lot of different things about where you're going to, and really to really get the full effect, I recommend taking the local rideshares. Because the rideshare drivers, they are very knowledgeable about where the area they are. They'll tell you places to go. Also, their vehicles, just like in the United States, are very clean. And just like in the United States, you're feared for your life when you get into their cars. But the other thing is that, and I got to break into the story for a minute. I like to engage with people, and when I was overseas, we were in Malta last summer, and I taught a bartender how to make an old fashioned, and hopefully he knows how to do that now. The last thing I want to get, I just want to spend the last minute or so talking about where we really would encapsulated all this was when my family and I went to Hawaii a couple of years ago, and that's where we really experienced a lot of things. Starting with the food, we had the best pineapple ice cream in the entire Hawaiian Islands. In Honolulu at the weed store. And it pairs well with their brownies. The other thing, we learned the language. I learned Ohana, I learned Aloha, and I learned that name that Hawaiians give to that guy that throws shakas everywhere. It's douche.
Exactly, yeah.
But finally, what we had was the experiences. We had ocean canoeing. We hiked. We did Diamond Head. We toured the North Shore. And all I need now is a tribal tattoo, and I'll be able to punch my card for that free brownie at the weed store.
All right.
Hey, thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting Gutter Comedy. I'm Billy Harper, and that's my time.
No, I'm just hanging out. We're just here. All right, give it up for Bill.